Teacher Tiny, your teacher in T.L.E. 6. Since we are in a modular distance learning, I will encourage you to bring out your module for you to be guided with our lesson today. Our objectives are: identify the different sewing tools and materials. Classify each tool and material according to its function and use. And observe proper care in handling the different sewing tools and materials. But before we will start with our lesson, I want you to set yourself according to our standard in class discussion. You should know what to do. First, listen carefully. Para mas maintindihan ang leksyon, kailangan mo nang makinig ng maigi. Participate actively para masukat ang sarili kung talagang naintindihan ang tinatalakay natin, kailangan ibahagi ang nalalaman. Show respect all the time. Kailangan magpakita ng respeto sa nagsasalita, sa mga kaklase at sa iyong sarili. Follow directions properly. Sundin ng tama ang mga ibinahaging panuto upang magabayan ng wasto kung ano ang dapat gawin. Always do your best. Hindi itry lang ang best, kundi gawin mo talaga ang iyong best. Nang sa gayon, maibahagi mo sa iba ang iyong galing. Ngayon tatahakin natin ang mundo ng pananahi. Pero bago natin gawin yan, alamin muna natin ang mga salitang hindi masyadong pamilyar sa atin. The first word is sewing. Sewing means join, fasten, or repair something by making stitches with a needle and thread or a sewing machine. And the second word is measuring, denoting an instrument or device used to ascertain the size, amount, or degree of something. And the third word is pleat, means fold in a garment or other item made of cloth. And the fourth word is fabric, cloth produced by weaving or knitting textile fibers. And the last word is hem, the edge of a piece of cloth or clothing which has been turned under and sewn. Now let's play a game. You want to play a game? Okay, let's do it now. Are you familiar with the game fact or bluff? Yes, you're right. Nakikita natin yan sa telebisyon at kadalasang naglalaro ay mga celebrities. At gagawin natin yan ngayon. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. First, clothes are part of our basic needs. Is it a fact or bluff? Your 3 seconds timer starts now. Okay, the correct answer is yes, it is a fact. Next, we should know how to fix or sew our garments. Is it a fact or a bluff? Your 3 seconds timer starts now. And the answer is yes, it is a fact. Next, sewing is not so important in our daily living. Is it a fact or a bluff? Your 3 seconds timer starts now. And the answer is yes, it is a bluff. And next, knowing the different tools and materials in sewing is very important. Is it a fact or a bluff? Your 3 seconds timer starts now. And the answer is very good. It is a fact. The sewing tools and materials are grouped into 4 classifications. We have the measuring tools, the cutting tools, the marking tools, and the sewing tools. Now, what are the measuring tools? The measuring tools are tape measure. Are you familiar with the picture? Okay. Tape measure, it is a tool used in taking body measurements. Para masukat natin lang wasto ang hulma ng damit o bagay na tatahiin. We also have the ruler. It's a measuring 12 inches or even 18 inches, either clear or solid. We also have the sewing gauge. It is a small ruler with a sliding guide and is about 6 inches long. We also have the French curve. It is used to shape the depth of the neck, hole, and armhole of a pattern. We have the yardstick. It is made of a smooth shellac hardwood or metal. And we also have the Taylor square or the L square. It is used to transfer measurements to the drop of a pattern. Now let's continue with the different cutting tools. First is we have the dressmaker's shears. It is used for cutting heavy fabric. It has uneven shapes of handles. We also have the embroidery scissors. These are small scissors designed for needlework. And we have the pinking shears. Are scissors with serrated blades or zigzag edges used for cutting the fabric edge and prevent it from fraying. Next is the thread clipper. It is a small cutting tool used for snipping thread. And we have the seam ripper. It is a cutting tool used to open seams as well as other detailed work. Now it's time for us to familiarize what are the marking tools. Okay, for marking tools, we have the tracing wheel. It is a marking tool with sawtooth blade used to transfer the marks from the pattern paper to the cloth. We also have the tailor's chalk. It is a colorful hard square wax used for marking guidelines or sewing lines in fabric. Ito yung ginagamit natin na pangmarka sa tela para malalaman natin kung saang bahagi ang tamang sukat. Now we have the tracing paper. This is used with the tracing wheel to transfer marks from the pattern paper to the cloth or to the fabric. And we have the soft pencils. These are used in drawing lines in pattern construction. Now let's explore the different sewing tools. We have the needle. It is a sewing tool that has one sharp end and a hole at the other end to make the thread pass through. We have pins. These are tiny sewing tools with a sharp pointed tip used for a variety of purposes. And we also have the pin cushion. It is used to keep needles and pins in place when not in use. And we have the emery bag. It is similar to a pin cushion but with rougher content. We also have the thread. It's used for stitching cloth either by hand or by sewing machine. And we also have the needle threader. Aids in inserting the thread into the eye of the needle. We also have the thimble. It is a small, durable, protective cap made of metal or plastic. It is used to protect the finger from being pricked with pushing the needle. Now let's find out if you really understand our lesson today. We will do now the semantic webbing. Alam niyo ba kung ano yung semantic webbing? Madali lang. Iangkop niyo lang ang mga salita sa tamang kinabibilangan nito. Okay, let's start. I have here a blank semantic web. Now let's start making a semantic web with the different measuring tools. We discussed 6 different semantic tools. What are those? It's time for you to find out. Do the semantic webbing now. Your 20 seconds timer starts now. What are the different measuring tools? Okay, it's time for you to check your answers. Those are the tape measure, the ruler, French curve, Taylor square or the L square, we have the yardstick, and we have the last one, the sewing gauge. Now let's proceed making a semantic web with the different cutting tools. We discussed 5 different cutting tools. What are those? Your 20 seconds timer starts now. The different cutting tools are the embroidery scissors, pinking shears, dressmaker shears, seam ripper, and the thread clippers. Now let's start with the different marking tools. We have 4 different marking tools. What are those? Your 20 seconds timer starts now. Now it's time for you to check your answers. The different marking tools are the tracing wheel, the tracing paper, the tailor's chalk, and of course, the soft pencil. Now, how to keep your sewing tools and materials last longer? It's time for you to think. Okay. Nasulat niyo na ba ang mga sagot ninyo kung paano pangalagaan ang inyong mga sewing tools and materials? Okay, now, here are the tips on how to make your sewing tools and materials last longer. First, keep in a storage box when not in use. Second, place the pins and needles in the pin cushion. And the third, oil the scissors, especially the screw, to prevent from rust. And fourth, arrange the thread neatly. Make an inventory of your sewing tools and materials most often. Bago ninyo gawin ang mga tips na yan, kailangan natin ang gabay ng inyong mga magulang. At huwag kalimutan, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, bago natin iligpit ang mga gamit, unahin muna natin sa paglinis ang ating mga kamay sa pamamagitan ng paghugas ng maigi. Now, let's find out if you really understand our entire lesson. Okay, it's time for you to answer the following questions. And I will give you 30 seconds for you to choose your answers. You can write down the letter of your answer in a piece of paper or type it in a comment box. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Now let's check your answers. For question number 1, it is a measuring tool used for taking body measurements. And the correct answer is letter C. That is tape measure. Okay, for the second situation, it is used for cutting heavy fabric. And the answer is yes, letter C. It is a dressmaking shears. 3. This is used used in drawing lines in pattern constructions? And the answer is letter, yes, you're correct. It's letter A, soft pencil. And for number 4, it is used to keep needles and pins in place when not in use. And that is letter C, pin cushion. Are your answers correct? Amazing! For your assignment, I want you to make a project plan using your module. Of course, you need the help of your parent or guardian. That's all for our lesson today. See you on our next video lesson. And don't forget to remember this. Always pray and keep yourself safe all the time.